Hello and welcome back to my channel. This video is a video I thought I would never have to make. This is a video that I thought my time would never have to deal with. That my generation would be better. That this would be different. Wow, was I mistaken. Wow, was I wrong. Today, the President of the United States actively talked about shooting protesters, dominating protesters. And he says that he only wants to go after he only wants to go after rioters and looters. But make no mistake, that is not what he's doing. That is not even what he is considering. Because while he was making this press conference, not 200 yards the other way, 300, 500 feet the other way, he was having his military, his Secret Service, tear gas peaceful protesters. So he could have a photo op in front of a church holding a Bible. And also, make no mistake that photo op of him holding a Bible was to his white, evangelical crowd who tends to be more on the racist side. At this point, if you still support this president, if you still don't understand that when he talks about dominating a city, when he talks about dominating a state, dominating protesters, he is not talking about just dominating the people that are burning down buildings. He's not. He is talking about dominating Black people and people that support them. He is talking about shutting down all protests, not just the rioting, but all protests. He is talking about taking away Americans' freedom to protest. He does not care about Black lives. He actively does things to hurt Black Americans on a daily basis. He actively tweets quotes from racists. He actively stokes violence towards Black people. He has actively in the past talked about police brutality, that, I wish you could just hit their heads on the doors and you should rough them up a little bit. The same thing with peaceful protesters. He has talked about punching peaceful protesters outside of his rallies. This to him is not about peace. This to him is about dominating, destroying, and taking down an entire group of people. We as Americans cannot stand for this. We as Americans cannot allow a president in 2020 to call protesters thugs, to actively try to shut Black voices down. And don't tell me that he hasn't, and don't tell me he supports peaceful protesting. Because when Colin Kaepernick knelt and took a knee, he called him a son of a bitch and encouraged the firing of anybody that did it as well. When Beyonce did the Black Panthers movement at the Super Bowl, him and people like Tomi Lahren told her to keep her mouth shut because she was a celebrity. When people have come out and they have spoken out against police brutality, and they have gone on and said that, what about Black on Black crime, and this and that, and tried to devalue Black voices at every turn and every chance. And now they are taking it a step further, and they are talking about actively harming and hurting and shooting peaceful protesters. And while, yes, I have seen some cops take a knee and be good, I have also seen videos of cops pepper spraying medical stations. I have seen cops who have shoved little old ladies. I have seen cops who have pepper sprayed as they are driving by. I've seen them go into crowds and try to forcibly force their way through crowds with trucks. Well, SUVs. So do not tell me this is about rioting and looting. This is about specifically shutting down Black voices. This is about actively harming the Black community. And I will not, and people like me will not stand by comfortably and watch it happen. I need to take a second to calm down. I will be right back. I beg you, I absolutely beg you to see him for what he is. And if you are in the military and you are eventually, which I do not even think is constitutional and I do not think it is legal and I do not think he'll be able to get it done, but if he manages to pull it off where he sends military into communities to shoot them, if he encourages the National Guard to use live rounds, I beg you, if you are in these communities, do not be like the Nazis. Do not be like I was just following orders. stand up and say, no, I won't do it. Because if the majority of you stand up and say you won't do it, he won't have a leg to stand on. He needs you. When he tells the cops to actively promote police brutality, and he has. He very much has. There is a video of him out there saying that I wish it was like the olden days where you could rough them up, where you could hit their heads on doors. That's an actual Donald Trump thing. Don't do it. Don't listen to him. Stand up to him. Stand up to the leaders that actively think that terrorizing the Black community is okay. For God's sake, it's 2020. Racism shouldn't be a thing. I know it's a thing, but it shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't even be it should be a distant memory, not even a faint memory. And I understand that we are only one generation off of the civil rights movement. But we shouldn't need a second one so freaking close to the first one. The President of the United States needs to be stopped. The President of the United States needs to understand that if he does this, it is only going to make it worse. There will be more rioting, there will be more looting, and there will be an active movement that he will not be able to stop. This is about what's right and wrong, people. And the president is wrong. And you should be screaming it from the rooftops. And if you are not willing to scream from the rooftops that our president is a racist, if you are not willing to scream from the rooftops that our system is broken, you are the problem. These are not videos I enjoy making. I'm tired and I'm crying in a corner most of the time. I worry for my friends. And when he actively says things like this, I live in constant terror. The people I love and care about are going to get shot in the streets. So please, please, please remember, we are talking about human beings, human lives, and American citizens, people who have families and loved ones. They are loved, they are cared about. They are not just someone to dominate and take down and control. The President of the United States was completely and totally in the wrong today. Not only was he in the wrong, but the entire world saw him be in the wrong. So which side of history do you want to be on? The side that shoots on unarmed protesters? Or the side that stood up and said, no, we will not take this. It will not be okay. Alright guys, that's all for this video. I will see you for my next one.